shrewd manager. Does anybody else have one? Yes. Okay. So unjust, shrewd. He was kind of, I think we might call it embezzling, if I'm not mistaken. He's kind of skimming off the profits of his master. So I think his conscience got better of him, and in this parable it talks about how he goes and collects the money. And he doesn't always get a bunch of money. At the very end, in verse 13, it says, "No servant can serve two masters, for he will either hate the one and love the other." Is there a problem? Okay. He will either hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to one and despise the other. Okay, so this guy who was stealing from his boss and using it to do other stuff, using that money to do other stuff with his boss, which was his boss's money, did he love his master? Which, do you steal from somebody you love? Not normally. I mean, I guess there is that disease that's called kleptomania. I'm not sure if it's really a disease or just an excuse, but you can't do both. You can't serve your master while you steal from him, or lie to him, or cheat on him. Okay? I can't possibly, if I work for somebody and clean their house, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing, is cleaning their house all the time, I can't be going to clean somebody else's house and do an effective job at both. You just can't do it. So let's relate that to spiritual things. Can you absolutely love money and things and serve God wholeheartedly? I know y'all are giving me the Sunday school answer. No, Sarita, you can't. But there's some of you sitting there going, I like my iPod, and I like my cell phone, and I like my clothes and jewelry, and I love God. Anybody really sitting there doing that? Yep. Love my computer. But could you survive with 4 or 5 shirts and 4 or 5 pairs of pants? We're not there yet. You could survive. Mr. Tim, how many clothes did you have growing up when you were about their age? Did you have just closets full of clothes? Did you have a brother that you shared with? Or were you the hand-me-down kid? He wore husky size and you didn't. So, did Mr. Tim survive to be a pretty good person? I mean, you have to ask Mrs. Matheson if he's really good, but he survived. He made it wearing somebody else's husky pants. And now, his son David comes to church dressed very nicely. David held up a cell phone when I asked him. I'm sure Mr. Tim has a BlackBerry. Mrs. Matheson, you may have a cell phone. So they're not hurting now. So it didn't hurt Mr. Matheson that he didn't have a different outfit for every day of the month. And those clothes weren't new. So you could survive. It just may not be how you would want to survive. So